This is Twtwtw, the reinvention of the comedy news and satire show from 1962 that heralded the end of the far-right libertarian tyranny and the emergence of a social liberal government in the UK. And the swinging 60s. Don't forget that, ladies and gentlemen. It's happening again, and I'm Twtwtw Stand Up, Hereward the Woke. A reader in the Telegraph this week wrote, "Can learning to twerk at 45 give me the boost I so badly need?" Well, the government keeps saying we need to get back to twerk, so join Boris and Jacob Rees-Twerk. Former Conservative Cabinet Minister David Miller wrote in the Mail this week, "Could a party and a few rolls of designer wallpaper finish Boris?" Well, he continued, a little tax return did for Al Capone. Of course, there are similarities between Boris Johnson and Al Capone. Al Capone ignored prohibition on alcohol, much like Boris has ignored prohibition on almost everything else, like not wearing face masks, not having parties, and prohibition for not paying for your own bloody wallpaper. Hitler's back in charge. This week in Berlin, a public transport operator lured passengers with edible hemp tickets. Oh yes, it's good to see we're getting more adult about drugs and things like hemp, which aren't drugs, but we think they are. Most legal cannabis farms seem to be owned by celebrities like David Beckham, or Mike Tyson, or Saudi sheikhs. It's still illegal for the rest of us, so it's bend the rules like Beckham. Britain doesn't need a foreign court to uphold its ancient liberties, moaned the Telegraph this week. What ancient liberties can the Telegraph be talking about? I presume they want to preserve the freedom to duck old women in the village pond, to burn witches, and the freedom to throw all our peasant farmers off the land so they die of starvation. And the one they really care about the most, the freedom to abuse kiddies. You're not preserving liberties, mate. You're taking them. Someone in the Mirror thought that Kate Middleton made flirty gestures to William in a Christmas card photo. And her, a married woman. The curtains will start to twitch in Windsor, love. I think the gutter National Front press are trying to make Kate and William sound a bit more racy, so they are seen to be a bit more exciting, like the charismatic Meghan and Harry, whereas Kate and William are more asthmatic. Dear Starmer can't maintain a poll lead by simply waiting for Boris Johnson to fall on his face, said the News this week. Why not give it a go, Keir? Our Boris has done nothing but fall on his face in his 3 years in charge. He actually volunteered to get Brexit done. That's like trying to stop the French eating cheese, isn't it? It was never going to happen. He then decides instead of just having one illegal party, he has to have 7. No, he doesn't believe in rules. He goes around without a mask and rides his bike without lights. And he tries to stop immigrants, but they keep flooding in, while the ones he does want to come in, the Nobel Prize winners, tell him to fuck off. On the other side of the world, New Zealand authorities investigated claims this week that a man received 10 COVID vaccinations in one day. He should be the poster boy for vaccines, surely. This man was getting vaccinated whilst giving other people names and addresses. It may later emerge that there is only one person in New Zealand who has actually had a jab, and all the rest are anti-vaxxers who are faking it. He's had so much AstraZeneca that if he cut himself and bled, it would cure people of COVID within a 500 yards radius. If a COVID virus sees him coming, it runs away and hides in your box of Kleenex. This week, Her Majesty the Queen sent a bizarre Christmas present to Archie after Meghan Markle requested it. It was a waffle maker. Mind you, she's a bit mean. She was going to send Grandad, as he's good at waffling, but he was too busy being racist. Danny Dyer is once again front page news in the gutter press, and convinced aliens are amongst us as they monitor human damage of the planet. Well, actually, they've been monitoring EastEnders for a few years and have reached the conclusion we are beyond hope, Daddy. It's all an illusion. Danny's actually being monitored by social liberal people to assess how much damage he is personally causing before introducing him to Elon Musk for resettlement. We heard the BBC on the subject of the Kentucky tornadoes. No, tornadoes. There's lots of corn there, I expect. In the USA, said lost photos were found 140 miles away. We do, however, need to know if these were nude photos, and they blew all the way and ended up on the doorstep of the man's wife. Otherwise, we're not bloody interested. This week, number 10 staff were told to leave a lockdown Xmas quiz by the back door. It was actually a party game, and there isn't really a back door to Downing Street at all. So all these people trying to use it fell to their deaths. And as we know, dead men don't tell any tales. That's why we didn't hear about it. What else goes on in Downing Street we don't know about? Roman orgies, seances, bring and buy sales, pop-up tattoo clinics. The mind boggles. Is it safe in there? Do they actually do any of the work we pay them to do? Richard Madly experienced paranoia on I'm a Celeb and thought all the viewers hated him. Half an hour later, after discussing it with the other celebs, he was beaten up by them. That will teach him, keep your gob shut, mate. No, we don't hate Richard. If we didn't have Richard, we'd have to hire someone to pretend to be a complete idiot who got everything wrong. Well, there's always Piers Morgan, isn't there? No, seriously for a moment. You've got to be careful on reality TV. You're putting your mental health at risk. Hang on a minute. It's only Richard Madeley, and we don't care because we hate him, as he's a far-right libertarian. Royal shock, said The Sun, in between recruiting National Front members to be in the Jab's army. The Queen regretfully cancels a Christmas party with the royal family over Omicron fears. Good thing in Elizabeth, we don't want Prince Harry getting off on a technicality, do we? Because he's sick or dying. So poor old Prince Harry will have to wait a bit longer before moving up the list of accession. Bex and the City, joked the Telegraph. How reading glasses got cool, they wrote. After years of decrying people who wore glasses as specky twats, gutter press have just decided they are cool. So what fiendish plan are they working on this time? Has the director of the Telegraph bought shares in Specsavers or something? Or is it an attempt to encourage working class kids to buy some glasses so they can start reading their bloody propaganda? The Daily Mirror wrote, the Tories have been cancelled, tossed in the river, de-statued. The Pop has been removed from their party. Has the Tory smokescreen finally lifted? And can people actually see them for what they are? I think their statues were magic talismans, and the curse of the evil they did would remain, till the statues fell, a bit like Stonehenge and Easter Island and all that lot. Thrown over the fence, left in the rain, and taken by binmen. 4 in 10 buyers reported items going missing or being damaged last Christmas, which revealed this week. It was obvious this was going to happen when we woke stopped giving the workers Christmas bonuses. Their response has been to take the bloody bonus anyway. Why should all you middle-class wokes have all the stuff they say? It's nature's form of levelling up. One of the most useless pieces of information we learned this week is why Jeremy Clarkson has never owned a French car. Why? Because he puts on a Blackberry and red striped t-shirt and bloody steals them, doesn't he? Before hiding them in one of the lower fields at Diddley Squat. Jeremy likes the Germans and hates the French. Bad luck, Jeremy. The Germans are better at making cars, and the French are better at making bloody food. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This has been the scourge of the far-right libertarian invaders, Hereward the Woke. I'm off to prepare me Christmas special, starring Johnny Vegas, Romesh Ranganathan, Danny Dyer, Ricky Gervais and Ed Sheeran. So it's going to be the same old crap like everyone else.